Hello everybody, welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We'll go to our first participant tonight, which is Felicia Chan from Malaysia. Felicia?
Good evening, Ajahn. My practice so far so good. I focus on practicing equanimity. I can see my awareness and wisdom become even stronger. I will continue to practice like this. Brother Ajahn, I'm so happy. Every day, I feel like living in the sky. No worry, no burden. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. This is the purpose of practice, is to get rid of our worry, anxiety, and fear, stress. Just live in the moment. Take things moment at a time, one moment at a time.
Thank you.
Okay. Everything comes and goes. All that is left is just a knower.
Yes, okay. Selfless, no self.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Kwan Liman, also from Malaysia.
Ajahn, if we do not disclose everything that we know and the problem is already solved, but we do not know what's going to happen again in future, is this a precept?
Your sound went a little bit off.
If we do not distinct.
Your sound is not coming steady. It's come on and off.
Ajahn, can you hear me again now?
Yes.
Okay. If we do not disclose everything that we know and the problem is already solved, but we do not know whether it's going to happen again in future, is it breaking a precept?
What precept you're talking about?
No, for not disclosing everything that.
Yeah, what you do? Which precept you ask?
Because the problem.
Which precept you're talking about?
The precept of right speech, not telling lie.
Okay. Did you tell any lie?
No, I didn't. If we do not disclose everything.
So that's not lying, is it?
Yeah, because if the problem is already solved, but we do not know whether it's going to happen again, so we don't tell, like the roof is leaking. We do not know whether it's going to happen again. So is it going to tell a lie if the problem is solved?
I don't know. You have to find out yourself. You're the one who speaks. You should know what is truth and what is not truth.
Oh. Yeah. No,
okay.
if we do not tell everything, that is also lying.
Is that the definition of lying?
No.
Okay. So what you're trying to do? You're trying to make it as lying. You're making the definition yourself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What is lying? Not telling the truth. Did you not tell the truth?
No, if I didn't disclose everything.
Like, so you want to tell everybody everything that you know in your head?
No.
No, come on. Be reasonable.
Okay.
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 If you're not lying, then you're not lying. But you don't have to tell the whole truth. If you ask me how am I, and say, oh, I am good here, I'm bad there, you have to tell everything about your health.
Yeah. if the problem is already solved, then I don't have to tell every single thing. Yeah.
I don't know what problem you're talking about. So
No, I mean if something is leaking and it's
okay,
already...
you have to decide for yourself. You don't tell me this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Belinda, Singapore. Are you telling the truth? But you're not telling everything?
Something's personal, you don't need to reveal unless, even us also, I think we have to have discretion, maybe. Unless it's affecting, like if it's a company or...
If you didn't tell me what you ate this morning, are you telling any lies?
No.
Okay. So you don't have to tell me everything, right?
Say, but let's say you sell something to somebody and then we withhold information. It's still, like...
Well, that's a story, I think, in the Buddha's time. One monk was approached by someone who's coming after somebody. So the person asked the monk, "Did you see this person walk by here?" And the monk, before answering, the monk moved 2 steps from where he was standing, and he said no. See, he saw the person at where he was standing, but since he moved 2 steps away, he did not see anymore. So standing here, I didn't see, but standing there, I did see. But I'm not going to tell you that, right?
But Tanjan, so the intention to not revealing, that matters, right? The intention, like if that monk doesn't want to reveal, maybe
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't want to tell you that, right?
But Tanjan, so the intention to not revealing, that matters, right? The intention, like if that monk doesn't want to reveal, maybe
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't want to discuss all these issues. You have to go and decide for yourself.
So like, say I want to save somebody, and then I said, yeah, I didn't see the person.
Well, it's your business. It's your business.
So there are intention involved, right? So in case like somebody's killing someone, if I were to tell where the person may be harmed.
You have to find the answer yourself, not from me.
So there are times where it can be a gray area, is it, Ajahn?
I don't know.
You have to use the wisdom, is it?
I don't know. You have to find the answer yourself.
So tricky. Sounds tricky, Ajahn.
No, I don't want you to quote me. If I say something, you quote me, and I could be in hot water.
So if we ask somebody something directly, then we don't want to talk about it.
Talk about the weather. Answer the weather. Did you see this person? Oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow. The weatherman says it's gonna rain tomorrow. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, Anura and Ramya. Ramya. How do you pronounce your name?
Ramya, Ajahn.
Ramya, okay.
Yeah, we can listen, Ajahn. Can ask question later.
Thank you, Ajahn. So teaching, so at the moment, no questions. Thank you.
Professor Chen from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajahn. I'm just trying to keep practicing as steadily as possible. I don't have a specific question at the moment.
Yeah, the less question, the better, really. The whole point is to stop thinking. Yeah. So you still have having question if you're not going forward. You keep thinking.
I think I have. I know what to do at the moment.
Yeah.
So no questions at this time.
Okay. Good. Cook thing.
Hello. Good evening, Ajahn. Tonight I have two questions. The first one regarding the Buddha thoughts, the four basic requisites of a monk, namely clothing, food, shelter, and medicine. And these four requisites are for maintenance of sustenance of the body. So I'm just thinking, what about physical exercise? So because last 2 weeks I was sick, and so I was thinking, having the physical exercise is quite important to maintain the physical health of our body. May I just check, Ajahn, did the Buddha mention anything about physical exercise?
Yes, he said going on arms round, and also doing walking meditation. He said the benefit of doing this walking meditation will give you good health, long life, and don't easily get sick.
Okay. So basically, the exercise would be walking.
Walking meditation.
Okay.
Because you want the two benefits: the physical benefit and also the mental benefit. Because you have to be mindful when you walk, so you can calm your mind. So you have both benefit, both for the body and the mind.
Okay. Because last week when I was having a cough, I find it very difficult to maintain my meditation. Because on and off I will cough, and this coughing affects my concentration, and also it makes my body very weak as well. Yeah.
Okay, your second question.
Yes. Project. My second question likes to continue the questions on Mangala Sutra, which is the verse 5. Please allow me to read. Is to be generous in giving, to be right. The second one, to be righteous in conduct, and 3, to help one's relatives, and 4, to be blameless in action. This is the greatest blessing. Ajahn, can you just expand on these 4?
Well, giving is dana, is practice dana, charity. Righteous action is sila, keeping the precepts. And taking of your relatives, this is compassion, helping other people, looking after other people. And what's the last one?
To be blameless in action.
So you do things that people don't blame, because you do only beneficial things. Don't do things that hurt other people. Okay. When you do things, make sure that what you do don't hurt other people, directly or indirectly.
Okay. Okay. And just now concerning, I think Belinda's question about telling the truth, and I remember Ajahn, you were telling me that when we are not, when we do not want to tell a white lie, so the best thing is to just keep quiet and not to say anything.
That's right. When you don't say anything, then you're not lying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's all I have. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Willie of Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I don't have any question. Thank you.
Okay, Gary from Singapore.
Ajahn, good evening. No questions from me today.
Okay, Isaya from Thailand.
Good evening, Ajahn. I just came here for watching.
Watching, okay. Your mother is okay. She got to the monastery today, this morning. Don't worry about her.
Okay.
All right, we'll go to Aparajita from Dubai.
Yes. Good evening, Ajahn. I don't have questions today, so maybe later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, Sulan from Singapore.
Hello, Ajahn. Nice to see you today.
You have to speak a bit louder.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you today.
Okay.
Well, Ajahn.
No question.
Can I ask more like share? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, waiting for you to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So recently, actually, it's just yesterday, I attended the funeral of a brother that I got to know in the Buddhist center. Yeah, he's like 82 years old already, and he has passed on a few days ago. Then I felt a little sad. Yeah. Especially when I saw his body. Yeah. And it kind of reminded me again that dead body is very different from a living body. Like the dead body is very still. There's no breath there. Yeah. Now I've been somehow feeling a little sad when I see his dead body. Because in my memory of him, he's very cheerful, very lively. Yeah, he's a good person, a good Buddhist. Then when I saw his dead body lying in the coffin, very still and yeah, it felt like the dead body is like just like any lifeless object. Yeah, I don't know how to put it across. There's just that feeling of like I don't know how to describe.
So how do you feel? Sad or happy or neutral? That's more important. It's your reaction.
I felt a little sad. Then the speaker reminded us that he has done a lot of good deeds, and from the eulogy that we have heard, he most likely would be supported with better conditions in the next life with all the good deeds that he has done. Yeah.
I think it would be better if you would take it as a case study when you see a dead body. Meaning that his body and your body is similar. And one day you will be in the same position as his body.
Yeah.
So that you can then prepare your mind for the happening when it comes. If you prepare your mind, then your mind will not be hurt. Your mind can absorb it peacefully. If you accept that this is the truth that will happen to everybody, because it's anicca, it's impermanent, it's anatta, it's something you cannot control. It's not you, really. The body is not you, anatta. You are not the body. You are the user of the body. So you shouldn't feel sad because you're not the one who is that died. The one who died is the body, and the body doesn't know that it died. The body is like a tree, like a doll. a mannequin. So this is the way to teach your mind to have the right perspective, right perception of the body, so that when things happen to your body, you should not feel hurt, you should not be sad or feel, stressful or anything like that. You should just say, hey, it's not me. And it's natural. This thing happened to everybody. It's just a matter of when.
Yes.
Then your perception toward people will change. Every time you see people, you say, oh, he's going to die, she's going to die.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So what's the point of getting excited or getting upset? You cannot change this thing anyway, right? You cannot stop people dying. Once you are born, the Buddha said you are subjected to death. So you should use the real life example. When you see a dead person, it has stronger impact on your mind than thinking about that without the dead body. So it's good to go to funeral so that you can see the real thing, rather than contemplating and not seeing the real thing.
Yeah, it is. Because it's been a while since I attended funerals, and usually it's our custom to like walk one round the casket, the coffin, to like take a look at the deceased body. Then, like the past funerals that I've attended are like it's not that I personally know them, but this time round, because I know the person, the impact was more like I felt a little more sad. Then we also chanted Buddhist chants, and then I saw one of the chant. It says that in our body itself is infested with worms, and so it is normal that when it decays, it's also with worms.
Yeah, but if you are meditator, you should use this as a reminder that this is the way how life will end. Everybody will have to end in death. So keep reminding yourself this. It will change your perspective of life from being permanent to being impermanent. And it will stop your mind from resisting the truth. It's the stress or the suffering is caused by the mind's resistance to the truth, not accepting the truth. But when you see the truth in front of your eyes, then you say, how can you resist? Then your mind will eventually accept the truth. And when it does accept the truth, then when death happens, it will not cause any suffering to the mind, cause any dukkha. So that's the goal, that's the purpose of going to a funeral, really. Not to worry about how good that person was, what his past, and it's not our business, Our business is to use that body, that corpse, to teach us the Dhamma, teach us the truth, give us an awakening, enlightenment. This is what we call seeing the Dhamma, seeing the truth. Normally, people don't like to go see dead people, right? Because the defilement try to keep us from seeing the truth. The defilement want us to forget about that, so we can enjoy life, doing what the defilement want us to do. But once you see death, then you'll find that what's the purpose of doing what your defilement wants to do? Because regardless of what you do, eventually you'll end up in death. and everything that you did before that wouldn't mean anything.
Yeah. And
so you have less attachment to life, less clinging to life, because there's no purpose in living anymore. Before you see that you have this purpose of finding peace, finding happiness from things in this world, like sensual objects. But once you see that, then this passion for sensual object, sensual pleasure will be diminished or even eliminated entirely. Once you have no passion for life, then when you die, you don't suffer. It's the passion for living that causes you the suffering, the stress, because you want to live, but you are facing the truth that you cannot live forever. Okay?
Yeah.
So keep reminding yourself that death is imminent. It can come anytime. So then you can change your priority and do something that is beneficial for yourself, for your mind, and not for your defilement, which is to practice more meditation, to calm your mind, to make your mind peaceful and have equanimity, so it doesn't react emotionally to anything that happens or disappear.
Yeah. In fact, since the funeral, my mind keep visualizing that like the next time could be myself or like my friends, my family lying in that coffin being rolled on the tracks. Like the coffin is being rolled on the tracks to the cremating fire. And it made me feel a little sad. So it's my defilements that is trying to
make you sad because you want to live.
Yeah.
But you cannot go against the truth. The truth is that you will die. If you accept the truth, then you will not feel sad. Especially if you know that the body is not you. You are the user of the body, like a driver of the automobile. You are the driver of the body. You drive the body around, tell the body what to do. But you're not the body. And when whatever happens to your body doesn't happen to you, the driver, the user of the body. So this is what you want to keep reminding yourself, separating your mind from the body. And accept the body. Whatever happens to the body, if you cannot do anything about it, then you will have to accept it. If you can still look after it, you can look after it. But if you cannot do anything, you cannot fix it. If you get sick, then you just have to accept it. Acceptance will make your mind peaceful and calm and not hurting. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll go to the next person, okay?
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right, Alfredo from Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bante.
How to?
I'm okay. I'm hurt my bound. Cox.
You heard your what?
My cox. Cox in behind.
On your bottom?
Yes.
Well, riding too much bike?
No. Climbed the escorregando. kidding with children.
I see.
Kidding with children.
Yeah, playing with children, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Good last week, but about Upeka. Thanks for your explanation.
Okay. Ubeka is not neutral feeling. Okay? They're two separate things.
Yes. Yeah. The practice is more important, né, Bante, from us, né, Bante?
Yes.
The practice in the neutral feeling is more usual, no, Bante, on practicing.
Well, practicing doesn't make the feelings keep changing by some other conditions. Not because you meditate and you get neutral feeling. But when you meditate, you get equanimity, you get peace and calm and happiness.
Yes.
Okay. Keep meditating.
Yes.
Then you won't need to do anything else to make you happy.
Yes.
Because the happiness from meditation is better than all the other kinds of happiness.
Yes. You ought to think about other people's criticizing practitioner people's Bante. What do you think about? Is ignorance, but is comparison, né, Bante? A kind of comparison.
Cooperation.
Other people's criticizing Dhamma.
Other people practicing Dhamma.
Not criticizing.
What do you mean by criticizing?
Critical, tell bad about Dhamma. That is not necessary.
Critical of Dhamma.
Critical. Not necessary. Meditation is sleeping and other things.
The Buddha said it's normal in this world to have criticism and praises. So you cannot tell people what to do. You cannot tell people to praise the Dhamma only. There are people who would like to criticize anything they come across. So let them criticize. Their criticism doesn't change the Dhamma.
Yes.
If the Dhamma is bad, your praises won't make the Dhamma good either. So your praise and your criticism don't change the status of things. Things will remain the way they are. Like you, if you're bad, no matter how much praises I give you, you're still bad, right?
Yes.
But you should not get upset because, you cannot stop other people from saying things. Because people are like the weather. You have to always look at everything like the weather. You cannot tell the weather what to do. You cannot tell the weather, I want today to be bright and sunny.
Nietzsche.
Yeah, you just take what you're given. So you take praises and you take criticism. That's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They eulogize too, but they tell good too.
Yeah, that's the way it is in this world. See. There's good and bad talk. Yeah, and the point is you cannot control them. You cannot manage them.
Yes.
And if you want to be protected, not being hurt, then you just have to accept them. Accept whatever comes. Then your mind will not be hurt. Yes. Only when you try to resist or change them, that's when your mind will be hurt.
Yes.
You need to have equanimity in order to be able to just take things as they come.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but
All right, we go to Philip in Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanja. I got a question with regards to meditation. The reciting of Buddha, right? Is it using the part of the mind? Because what I experienced recently is over the weekend I was doing the 8 precept and it was actually my last meditation. I usually use the breath meditation to do my sitting. But what happened was towards the end of it, late, I was feeling a bit tired and a bit maybe agitated. So I used the mantra Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. After a long period of time, I noticed that the mind, there's a watcher that actually settles back, and I noticed that the Buddha repetition of it is actually at the foreground of it. So the what I'm trying to get at is that is it now where the mind is split into the knowing and actually the Sanya Sankara, which is actually happening at the forefront? That was actually the question which I went, because I noticed there was actually a watcher pulling back and watching the repetition of the Buddha, Buddha, Buddha in front of the meditation object.
Well, it doesn't matter what you see. The point is whether can you calm your mind with it or not.
Yeah, I mean it basically calmed it. I mean I told you the detachment of the body or happened, but it was actually after a while the minds just basically pulled back and started watching the, like it's like somebody speaking in front of Buddha, Buddha, and then it just sits back and watch it. So I was just wondering, is that normal? Is it okay? I mean, I just ignored it, but it was just a split that can be seen very, very clearly. That the knowing sits at the back watching. It's like watching somebody talking in front.
Okay, you see what you see. What is there to talk about?
Okay, I mean, is that? I mean, at that point, do you stop completely doing Buddha and just sit down there and just?
It's up to you. But if you can be still and not reciting Buddha, then you don't Buddha. But if you're not still, you still have to use Buddha to still the mind. So. Okay. When the mind becomes still, then Buddha will stop. Then all that is left is the knower.
Okay.
Normally, our thought in front, and it blocks the knower, so we don't see the knower. When we think, we see the thoughts, but we don't see the knower. When you stop the thoughts, stop the thinking, then the knower becomes obvious.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter so much about this thing. The whole thing is more whether you can calm your mind or not. Can you become still and peaceful and happy? That's the goal of meditation. Okay. If you find using Buddha good for you, sometimes you have to switch from using the breath, because sometimes using the breath, you find it not strong enough to contain your defilement. Then you have to use a mantra. Okay. But sometimes if you find that your defilement is not strong and you can focus on your breath, then you just watch your breath. Because watching will be more easier than reciting. reciting, you need to work. You have to do the work of reciting. But watching the breath, you just merely look at the breath. So it depends on the situation when you meditate, whether you find it useful to use the mantra rather than the breath. If you find that you cannot focus on your breath because there's so many distractions, for instance, your mind wants to go think about some other thing, then maybe using the mantra will be more useful here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No more questions from Ajahn.
All right. Go to Gen So from Penang, Malaysia also.
Ajahn, good evening. No question, Ajahn.
Okay. Go to Bangkok, B. Ravin.
Hi, good evening, Prajan. Actually, I'm still in Pattaya. I'm spending the whole week here. So, for a change.
Okay, better than Bangkok? Better than Bangkok?
Yes. Weather is nicer, fresh air, can do some activities with my family, so it's good. Yes, so Prajan, I have two questions. My first question is on one of the fetters, Sira Palapatamasa, the attachment to rites and rituals. So is my understanding correct that if we were to eradicate this, we would stop doing rites and rituals as a way of thinking it can get us, towards Nibbana, or rather that it's something that just will eradicate along with the other two fetters, the doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma Sangha, and the Sakayatiti one?
See, people do rites and rituals to get rid of some bad things that they think is causing them the stress or the unhappiness. Like if your business is not doing well, so you might want to go to somebody to perform some ritual for you to make your business better, for instance. So this is what attachment to rites and ritual is to somehow get rid of your bad feeling due to something that happens to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you have to rely on something more supernatural, like rites and ritual. Okay, but if you practice, if you meditate and you practice, you'll find that the stress or the bad feeling arises from your desire not to accept things as they are. You don't want something, when you have something you don't like, you want to get rid of it, you want to change it. This is craving or desire for being or not being. So you know the cause of your bad feeling or stress is your craving. Once you see this clearly in your mind, then there's no need to do any ritual. The cause of your bad feeling is your desire, your craving. You desire not to accept the truth. Like when you're sick, you feel bad. You feel sick, your body, you feel bad physically, but you also feel bad mentally. The mental part is caused by your craving. You desire not to get sick or wanting to get well. And when you don't get well, you're still sick, then you feel bad. If you can see that this feeling bad of the mind is caused by your desire or your craving, then all you have to do is just teach the mind the truth. Can you change the body? Can you make it not to get sick? Okay. Then if you cannot change it, then you just have to accept it, right? Okay, let it be. The body is gonna get sick, let it get sick. Once you can accept this, then the stress in your mind will disappear. You don't need to do some rituals. Like in ancient time, when somebody gets sick, they might have to kill a lamb or kill a chicken to satisfy the gods. So the gods won't cause you the sickness. And this is what happened. This is what meant by attachment to rites and ritual. If you meditate and if you keep watching your mind, you'll find that when stress is arising in your mind or dukkha, it's because of your desire for something that you cannot get. So you get dukkha, you get stress. But if you look at the thing that you want to get and you find that it's something impossible, it's not within your control, then it will just hurt yourself to have this desire or craving. But if you don't want to be affected by this, then you just have to accept it. Stop your craving or stop your desire. Like when you get sick, you don't have to go do any ritual. But some people, they feel that go do some ritual will make them feel better. They have hope, or maybe my illness will be better, will get well, something. So people do rituals because they didn't feel good about something, and there's nothing they could do to make the situation good or better. So then they have to rely on something more supernatural, like rites and ritual. You see people go and pray for something. This is ritual. Pray to God, please heal my body, for instance. Please don't make my body die. But if the body's gonna die, who's gonna stop it, right? If the body's gonna get sick, who's gonna stop it? So this is what when you practice, you study the nature of the body, the five khandha, and you see that it is just it's a work of nature. It's a natural phenomenon, something that we cannot control. We might be able to control it some of the time, but there will be time when we cannot control it because it's anicca, it's anatta. So this is what happens when you investigate the five khandha to see that it is being anicca, anatta, and the dukkha is caused by your desire for it to be atta, to be under your control. And when you cannot control it, then you get dukkha. So if you don't want to get dukkha, then you just have to stop trying to control the five khandha and accept the five khandhas for what they are. So once you do this, you get rid of all the stress. No matter what happens to your body, you can accept it. Then there's no need to do any ritual.
Oh, I see. So once we know that the Four Noble Truths, our body must die, then we can let go of the body. And as a result, the rites and rituals will disappear automatically because we know it's useless to us.
That's right. It doesn't do you any good because the real culprit is your craving, is your desire to live, the desire not to die. But you investigate and you see that the nature of the body is subjected to death, subjected to sickness. So you cannot defy this truth. You have to accept it. Once you accept it, then you stop fighting. You stop your craving for the body not to get old or get sick or die. You just let the body be. Then there will be no stress, no dukkha. So this is the way to get rid of your stress, not to do some ritual.
So rituals of any form, even if it's when someone's going to get married, they have to get married at this time, or they're going to get ordained, they must ordain at this time. These are considered rituals as well, right?
That's right. Anything that will bother your mind.
So they're just superficial things to kind of give the mind some confidence that all will be well.
Yeah, give peace to the mind. But the real cause of your uneasiness of your mind is your desire for things to go right. When you know you're living in the world which things can go wrong, and you don't want to accept that. You want always things to go right. So when you feel that you cannot make things to go right, then you rely on rituals, rites of ritual, to make things go right, so that you will feel good.
It's a false sense of security.
That's right. So when you know the cause of your stress or your dukkha is from the fact that you don't want to accept the truth of anicca, the truth of anatta. That's all. Once you can accept the truth of anicca and anatta, then there will be no dukkha.
That explains a lot, Ajahn. Thank you.
So you stop one fetter and you also stop the other two automatically. They come sort of like in a group. If you can see anicca, anatta in the five khandha, then you stop your attachment, your desire to control the five khandha. Then you see that the dukkha that you have before will disappear because you accept the truth. Then you see the working of the Four Noble Truths. So you see the Dhamma, the teaching of the Buddha in real time. So you have no doubt in the Buddha whether there was a Buddha or not who discovered this truth, because you also see the same truth that he did. So the person who sees the same truth is a Sangha, right? It's the noble disciple. It's a Sotapanna. So you have no doubt whether whether there are noble disciples in this world or not. If there was a Buddha, if there's a Dhamma, there will also be a noble disciple somewhere.
So all of these will fall into place once we understand the Four Noble Truths.
Once you understand the nature of the five khandhas.
Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana.
Body and mind are changing all the time, are not permanent, and are not under your control.
Yes, that explains a lot, yeah.
But we want to control the five khandhas, right? We want the body to be strong, healthy. We don't want it to get sick. As soon as a sign of sickness appears, you start to worry already. Dukkha start to arise already. But if you have wisdom, you say, why worry? This is the way it is. So you accept it. Then the worry will disappear. The dukkha will disappear.
Yes, Prajan. I like your analogy that you mentioned. Our body is like the weather. We can't control it. Because if we can control it, then it would belong to us. We can't control what doesn't belong to us.
Same way with your thoughts and your feelings, your perception and so on, are not under your control all the time. Sometimes you might be able to control it, sometimes you cannot control it.
Yes, indeed. Vedana can change anytime.
Of good to bad.
To neutral.
From bad to neutral, back and forth.
Yes.
Depends on the input, what you see. When you see something, you can suddenly get good feelings or suddenly get bad feelings. Or hear something.
Sanya leads to Sankhara, and then Vedana is a result of that.
Vijnana leads to Sanya. Sanya then leads to feeling. Vedana, then feeling. Vedana leads to Sankhara, what to do with these things.
Oh. And Rupa is just what we see.
Rupa is the one that receives the sensual objects and send it to the mind. Rupa is like a hardware of a computer. It takes the photograph and then it's sent to the central processor in the computer, which is Sanya. Vijnana is the one that connects the body to the mind, connect the five sensual organs to the mind. so that whenever the sensual objects come into contact with the sensual organs, it goes directly to the mind through sanya, through vinyana, consciousness. And then once it gets to the mind, then sanya will come and analyze what these objects are, good or bad. And when sanya says good, then good feeling will arise. If sanya says bad, then bad feeling will arise. And once you have good feeling or bad feeling, then sankhara will start to do. If it's good feeling, let's go after it. If it's bad feeling, let's run away from it. Okay.
Yes, Thanajan, that's really good analogy of the 5 khandhas. Now I can kind of relate how they kind of work around each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's great, Thanajan. Thank you so much for your analogy and your explanation.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Toronto now, to Indira and Pia.
Good morning.
So you were in driving just now in the car.
Yeah, just had to work in 5 minutes. My patient's already in, so she has some questions. Maybe
no, you ask your questions.
Okay, just one just simple question. Again, I know you don't like technical or any questions very much. You like personal or meditation related questions. But anyway, I'm going to ask: from the discussion we had already? The dukkha is constructed. It's everything is empty, non-self, and we cannot control. We really creating our own dukkha sankhara through sankhara. But in a sense, we can, if it's constructed, we should be able to unconstruct it at the same time, because it's nothing, but we are creating something out of nothing at all the time. It doesn't make. This is a question, but does it make sense, Ajahn?
Well, see, our dukkha arises from our cravings, our desire. When we see something, we want to have it or don't want to have it. See? And when we cannot get what we want, then we have dukkha. But if we stop our desire to get or not to get, just take things as they come, then we get no dukkha. Like if you say something bad and I want to get rid of you, I cannot, because you keep repeating the bad things I don't want to hear. So the more I want to get rid of you, the more anxiety I have, the more restlessness I have, agitation I will have. But if I accept, okay, this is what the way you are, you want to speak badly, okay, I just listen and don't have any desire to get rid of you, then I will have no stress.
So the initial stress, I guess, at the start of the path is through sensual desires, craving towards the desire. But eventually, when you go down the path, there's also like a fetter at the restlessness, desire for enlightenment, desire for release can also cause a bit of restlessness in the mind, maybe very subtle, but it's a kind of fetter towards the end with anagami, about to release to. That restlessness is also because of desire, subtle desire for release. Is it correct?
Yes, your desire to become enlightened, fully enlightened, and still not know where the problem is can cause you restlessness.
Because your defilements are still there.
Yeah, because you don't know where the problem is, so you keep looking. And the harder you look, the more restless you become.
Ajahn, I have a question. I have a very good friend who is very sick, and she's in a different part of the world. And I have my 91-year-old mom, so I can't leave her and go see her. So I just want to ask you, now what I do is in daily meditation, after I meditate, I make a determination with all this good karma, even for meditating for a minute, may they be with her, give her strength to go through this sickness. Or even when I give dana, I think of her and it's not transferring merits, but I make a determination. So is that Is that possible or is that right?
It is rites and rituals he's doing.
Yes.
It's just a ritual that you do and that has no effect whatsoever on the person that you want to help.
Okay, so I just wanted to know. Yes, so there's nothing.
You could not accept the fact of anicca and anatta of her body.
Yes.
So you want to somehow manage her body, to make her body well by any means you could think of. And this is also another form of rites and ritual.
Yes.
Because you don't feel happy when she's sick, when she's very ill. And you want to get rid of this unhappiness in yourself by trying to help her, try to do something for her body. But in reality, there's nothing you can do for her body, right? Your husband is a doctor. You should ask him.
I am a doctor too. I know it, but if somebody, like you just think that you want to do something, so there's no point doing those things.
Yeah, because it doesn't work. It doesn't produce any result.
More than the sickness, it's just like I keep thinking for her to be, peaceful and be able to go through it, whatever.
I think ultimately you're really doing it for yourself, because if she gets well, then you'll feel better also. So you're trying to do it for yourself, not for her.
Thank you, Ajahn. I just wanted to ask you. Yes, thank you so much.
But if you have the wisdom and you say, well, this is the way it is, she's going to get sick, and whether she might get better or she might not get better, but something you cannot do anything about it.
Yes.
And if you accept it, then you don't feel bad anymore if you can accept the truth.
Yes.
And then you find that there's nothing that you can do.
Yes, Ajahn. Yes, but at the same time, when it's somebody very close to you, grown up with you, sometimes, think you want to do something, because you sort of can go and physically help. Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I just wanted to find out from you. Yes.
This is actually an example of rites and ritual, attachment to rites and ritual.
Yes, that's what I wanted to find out. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. If you really want to help her, you have to do like the Buddha, taught her how to let go of her attachment to her body. When she can let go of her attachment to her body, then she will not feel bad. She can be happy even the body should get worse or die if she doesn't cling to her body.
Yes. I've introduced her to Dhamma, and I have, she's very much into Dhamma, so I feel good about it. Yes. So she knows all these things, but sometimes it's hard. She has 2 children, so
Knowing is one thing, and doing it is another thing.
Yes. That's true, Ajahn.
We know a lot about the Dhamma, but put it into practice is the
most difficult thing.
The thing that we cannot do it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, we'll go to Kafai Lim from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajahn. I have no question for now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Christine Coe from Penang.
Good evening, Ajahn. May you be well and happy. I don't have question. Thank you.
Okay. Julia Uden. Where are you from, Julia?
I'm from Sweden. Hi, Ajahn.
Welcome to the room. This is your first time?
No, I've been, but many years ago. So in the beginning of the pandemic, we were talking a bit.
Okay.
And I am a student of Ajahn Jeff in San Diego.
Okay.
And I have been practicing with him since then, but now I want to try to intensify my practice. So I would like to try to talk to you again as well. So I have a question. I have a daughter who is 5 years old, and unfortunately, her father decided to break up with me last summer. So we are separating slowly. And I wonder if I can, since I was not taking this decision, I wonder if I can see it as the karma between her father and my daughter.
I think better to see it as anicca. Thing in this world happens without your knowledge or your permission. Things just happen. Everything keeps changing. Things are not under your control. Anatta. Better look at it that way and accept it. That this is the way it is. Okay. There might be some karma, but there might not be karma. But the truth is that this is the way things work in this world. Things don't always go according to plan. Let's put it that way. Anicca.
No, definitely.
Okay.
So what I noticed when this happened was that I somehow could accept that this anicca, but then I compared it to the attachment to my body, and I discovered that my attachment to my body is so much stronger.
That's right. You love nobody better than your own self.
So that is something that I really learned from the situation, how much I'm attached to my body.
So you need to practice more meditation to get to equanimity. Because once you get to equanimity, you let go. You can let go of everything.
Yeah. So body contemplation and
meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah. Now you should do more meditation than contemplation, because you already know the nature of the body. But to make your mind accepting it, you need equanimity. You need to meditate to get to equanimity. Once you get to equanimity, then the mind will not resist the truth. You will accept the truth. Seeing as they are. Without equanimity, your defilement will, your delusion will be the one to tell you not to accept the truth. So you have to calm your mind. When you calm your mind, your delusion will also be calm. When you see things as they are and accepting them as they are, because there's nothing you can do anything about it anyway, right?
Yeah.
If you can do something about it, do it. If you cannot, then you have to accept it.
I have had some. At one occasion, I had a very strong sense of equanimity. So I think I understood at that point what it is better anyway.
That's right.
But I've been trying for 1.5 years now to get it back, but it's not coming back. It was one time. Yeah. But I just have to keep struggle to get it back, I think.
You have to work on mindfulness all the time first. Try to stay mindful all day long. Try to stop or reduce your thought down to the minimum. Don't think when you don't have to. Just watch, just see what you're doing with your body. And then when you meditate, you'll find it easy for you to calm the mind and enter into jhana, enter into equanimity. So
Thank you, Thanajan.
Yeah, the key is mindfulness, maintenance of mindfulness, continuous mindfulness, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. If you can do that, then you'll find it, you can enter into jhana very quickly and easily. Okay. Are you living in Sweden now, or are you somewhere else? Okay.
In Sweden. Yeah.
How do you study with Ajahn? Through online teaching?
Yeah, through Zoom. I've also visited. I visited this March, and that was very good. My practice has been intensifying since my visit to San Diego.
How is this monastery? Is it getting bigger or still remain the same?
I would say it's about the same. There was a little bit of a turnover during the pandemic. A few monks disordained and so forth, and also some of the long-term devotees. But it's basically, it's alive, and it's about maintaining about the same size.
Normally,
they are building.
Normally, how many monks and how many lay people?
Something like when I was there were 6 monks there, but there are more monks, but they are also traveling around now since the pandemic. And the long-term residents there, I think, is like perhaps 15 people 15. When I was there. Yeah.
All lay people, 15 lay people.
Yeah, but long-term lay people. And then there are more people like me coming for just 1 week or something. So then there are perhaps 20 or more lay people in total.
Do you have individual facility to live in?
A guest house, yes. I lived in a guest house. And they have also the huts. Most of the long-term residents have huts, their own kutis. And then some of them live in tents.
I see. Okay. So you have your own seclusion or your own privacy.
Yes. I was very happy for that.
Mm-hmm. Good. You need to be alone really to benefit from your meditation, to succeed in your meditation.
Yes.
Okay. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Okay. I'll go to Syrian. Where are you from?
นมัสการค่ะพระอาจารย์ I'm from Singapore.
From where?
Singapore ค่ะ
Singapore.
Usually I join the Sunday session at 8 p.m. in Thai session, but today I have a more specific question, which is usually the Sunday many people, so my question will not read. When I practice, starting to practice the meditation, I was starting to calm my mind by starting to chanting first, Abhijato. Then after that, I start to Putto, and then about I think 40 minutes, I will feel pain in my leg. I start pain in my feet first, so the Putto it seems like it disappear, but my mind will focus on the pain at the feet, and I aware that is the pain. So I try to control it back and realize that the pain is moving to the knee. I remember that you mentioned that samatha, right? Samatha samadhi should not in the same session with the
wisdom inside.
Yes.
Vipassana.
So, Vipassana, yes. So how do I separate that? Because of when I realize from the samatha samadhi move to the pain, so I know that I starting to realize it already. Then I have to move it back to Putto again. But it is in the same session. I cannot separate in like different session, like what you teach before.
No, in this instance, it is an exception. You can do vipassana because you have dukkha arising, so you can use vipassana and use wisdom to separate the pain from the body, from the mind. Study the nature of the pain as being anicca, anatta, something you cannot control. In order for your mind to be peaceful and not have any dukkha, you might have to accept the pain and not trying to get rid of it. So our desire to get rid of the pain that is causing us the dukkha in the mind. But if we realize that the pain of the body is something we cannot force it to go away, which we just have to accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's anatta. Once you see the pain as anatta, then your mind will not resist or want to have the desire to get rid of the pain.
Yes.
When you don't have this, then your mind will be peaceful and can live with the pain.
Yes.
And continue meditating.
Yes. Yes, that's why I want to ask, like, because I realize it's the pain cannot go anywhere, right? So after that, for like maybe like 10 minutes later, it's gone. Then I come back to Putto again. Am I doing correctly?
Yes, when there's no problem, then you should use mindfulness to calm your mind. But if you have dukkha, then you have to use wisdom.
Oh, okay.
To help you stop your dukkha.
Okay. ขอบคุณค่ะ Another question พระอาจารย์ I realized that sometimes walking meditation is help me during a daytime. Like for example, I work, right? Then I have free time. I will do the walking meditation. So I understand that in order to do walking meditation, one step has to be put and another step has to be told, and then we control ourselves, right? But sometimes I want to control my mind better. So one step, instead of like put, I will say put toe in my mind, and then I walk faster. Is it correct? And is
yes,
it okay?
Yes, it's okay to do whichever method you find it good for you. You can use Butto, or you can say Butto, when you have your left foot, you say But. When you step on your right foot, you say toe. Or you can just say left and right, left, right, left, right. This also, the purpose is to stop your mind from thinking about other things. Force your mind to think only about your steps.
โอเคค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะอาจารย์
Okay. When you coming back to Thailand?
Don't know yet, but I visit you last December.
I see.
I may go again in June ค่ะ
Okay. Maybe see you then. You attend the Sunday night.
Yes, 8 p.m.
Dr. V, right? Dr. V channel. Okay. Sometimes he did not read your question, huh?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Maybe there are lots of questions.
Too many questions.
Okay. You can join tomorrow night also. It's in Thai.
Too many people also.
Too many people there. So
I join one time, it's like 100 over. Then I think, okay, never mind. I join Sunday.
Okay. There's another one during Sunday at about noon, about 11:30 to 12:30.
Yeah,
in English, this live.
Yes.
But you have to type in the question.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Next, Ibi from Indonesia, from Medan.
Still no question, Ajahn. Just listening now.
Good. It means you know everything already.
Yeah, sometimes there is a question and I answer by myself. I don't know. Just the question is more less and less and less.
Okay, just listening then. Maybe later you might have some more questions.
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe.
Okay,
thank you.
I'll go to Alvin Lee from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Just listening in at the moment. No question. Thank you.
Okay. Go to Harris. Harris, where are you from? Harris, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, Budaya Ajahn. I have a question for Ajahn. Can you hear my sound?
Yes.
Okay. As a Buddhist, I try to fulfill the 5 precepts. The first precept is not to kill living beings. For now, I have no desire or intention to kill anymore, even if it's just an insect. But recently, a serious problem arose in my home. A group of termites emerged from the ground in the house and eat all my wood material in the house. Even the wooden frame on the main door of the house is corroded by the termites. I try to use the spray to drive it away, but it is useless because a termite only move from one point to another point. I try to ask a termite expert. They suggest using some kind of drugs that can kill the termites all the way to the colony, to the queen, they say. So to prevent the further spread and damage, with all the due respect, I ask for guidance for this problem I'm facing. If I follow the advice of the termites expert, it means committing the violation of the first precept. If not, then all the wooden frames and door in my house will be eaten up by the termites. So what can I do? Thank you so much.
You have to decide what do you want. You want to keep the precept or you want to keep the house? If you want to keep the house, then you have to break the precept. If you want to keep the precept, then you have to just let the house fall apart.
So this kind of some dilemmatic. Actually, for me, there's no intention to kill anymore, but to see the damage of the house of the wooden part day by day. They keep changing from one point to another point. They eat one point, eat all that, and then move to another point and then eat again.
I know it's a difficult decision to make, but you have to decide which one you want to take, which choice you want to take.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. I think we'll go back to Fundana for any question from Facebook.
Yes, there are 7 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์. 2 questions from Honey Box, and the first question is, Ajahn, which is the most important sutta to study? Thank you, Ajahn, for all your teachings.
Well, the first sutta is very important. The first sutta called the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. This is the Buddha's first sermon, first discourse. He talked about the 4 noble truths and then Noble Eightfold Path. The Mangala Sutta is also very important. It tells you from the first step to the last step, 38 steps to Nibbana, how to get to Nibbana in 38 steps. Right, Kokseng? This one you study, right? Okay. But if you want to meditate, then you should study the Satipatthana Sutta, on the 4 foundations of mindfulness. So these are some of the important suttas that you should study. Plus 2 more called the Anattalakkana Sutta. This is the sutta on no self, on anatta. Okay.
And the second question of Honey Box is, can Ajahn advise us regarding sattha and how to stay firmly on this path? Thank you.
Well, to have faith, you have to study the teaching of the Buddha. The more you study, the more you understand. You get to know the Buddha better. You get to know the Dhamma better. Then you will have more faith, stronger faith. And then after you have enough faith to put you on the practice, then you should practice. Because when you practice and when you get the result from practice, then you will have stronger faith, stronger sattha, unshakable sattha, once you have achieved the result from your practice. Especially when you have attained to the first level of enlightenment, then your faith will be unshakable. You will have no doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, or Sangha forever.
Next question from Pai Yao. Good evening,ท่านอาจารย์. Deep gratitude for all the teaching. Both of my children are not interested in getting to know about Dhamma. Can Thanajan advise on how to at least make them have some interest in Buddhism? Some people say because lacks of parami. Is this true? Thank you very much, Thanajan.
Well, you should invite them to Dhamma talk. When you're coming to watch the Zoom meeting, invite them to join. That's all you can do. You can invite them. But if they don't want to join, then what can you do?
Next question from Yato. Namaste, Ajahn. My question is, if we give fruit to monks like durians, is that okay? Because durians have seeds, and is there any fruit that is forbidden to give to monks? Thank you.
No, all kinds of fruits can be given to monks. But before giving the fruits to monks, if they have seed in them, then you first have to do some symbolic killing of the fruit of the seed, like cutting it up or something like that. Because during ancient time, people think fruit with seed is still alive. So if the monk eat the fruit with seed, the monk is actually breaking the first precept of killing living beings. So the Buddha then used this symbolic gesture of when you offer fruits to monk, you should cut up the fruit first, as an indication that you have killed the fruit. So, okay.
Next question from Metta Vandana. Good morning, Ajahn. I want to ask how to deal with this situation. During my walking meditation, I see a person who is not mentally stable and yell at everyone. It's made me change my route. Do you think it's my defilements telling me to do it because I don't want him to harm me? Thank you.
Well, you have to look after your body, right? You don't want to act crazy, unless you have become enlightened already, and you don't care whether your body live or die. Then it doesn't matter. But if you still have your body, you have to look after your body, because you need the body to do the practice. So yes, it's not defilement when you are when you are trying to look after your body on a possible level, let's put it that way. But if you try to look after on the impossible level, then this can be defilement. When you find that you can no longer look after your body, then you have to accept that and let the body die. But if you still can protect your body, then you should protect your body. This is not defilement, because you can still use the body for good purpose, for practicing to make you become enlightened. And after you become enlightened, you still need the body. You can still use the body for the benefits of other people, by teaching other people the Dhamma. So if you do this on this basis, then this is not defilement.
And last two questions from Lee Tek Hua. Hi Thanajan, I have a brother and a sister in the family who are Christians. Occasionally they will talk to us about Christianity, hoping to convert us. In fact, they said that my father has accepted Christ just because he has recited the sinner prayers. My father, who is suffering from stroke and has slight dementia, didn't even know what he was reciting. So how can they conclude that he has accepted Christ? What should I do about this? Also, should I stop them from talking to us about Christianity? Thank you.
Well, you can tell them that you don't want to listen, but whether you can stop them or not, that's another question. But you can maybe politely tell them that you're not interested or something like that. But if they still insist they want to talk, and if you want to be polite, then still let them talk. But you don't have to believe what they say.
And last question is, hi Thanajan, I avoid socializing as much as I can because I'm not really interested to talk about mundane, worldly matters. However, there are times when I can't avoid certain social situations. Sometimes I feel silly when I don't talk much during those situations. I just don't know how to get the conversation going since I'm not interested in the topics being discussed. What is your advice, please, Thanajan? Thank you.
Well, you shouldn't feel silly. Just stay calm. If you don't want to talk, then you don't talk. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's all.
That's all. All right. Anybody would like to ask any question? Sulan? Okay, Sulan.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. Can you hear me? Hello.
Go ahead, can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah, I just wanted to share that I can remember now, like when I cried yesterday. It was when the music started at the funeral. So is it that the defilement uses the music to like evoke the sadness also? Is
Yes,
that why?
the defilement uses everything, all the sensual objects, whether sounds, smell, taste, tactile objects, or form or images. The defilement can make you feel bad or feel sad from this thing. Or sometimes it can make you feel good also.
Oh, that's why that we shouldn't be listening to music.
Well, if you cannot yet control your mind, then you shouldn't.
Okay. And then I have another question, which is just now I think someone mentioned about termite in the house and about trying to avoid killing living beings, even insects. Then kind of realized that when I see smaller insects, if they like pass away, the impact of them passing away is not as great compared to the emotional impact when I see a human pass away. But both are still living beings. So, yeah.
It depends on how much value we put on each living being. We have different values for different living beings. See? So with insects, you might place a very small value or no value at all. So when you lose it, you don't feel any sadness. But with a human being, you might place more value on that human being. So the more value you put on them, the more sadness will happen.
Not saying that I don't feel sad for the ants. It's just that I kind of felt I think I'm biased in a way, like okay. Then that's all for my question for now. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, Alvin Lee from Malaysia.
Ajahn, talking about the pest control, I mean, just one question as well. So, basically, when I ask pest control people to come in, can I just tell them that this is my problem. Can you look for a resolution for me? It's basically I'm not directing them to kill or anything, right? I just ask them to look for a solution for me.
Well, that's how we do. You cannot tell them to do it for you. You cannot do it yourself. But if they volunteer to do it for you without your initiation, then you're not committing any crime. You're not breaking the precept. You can discuss the question with the problem with the expert. You say, I have this problem. And if the expert offer their own services, then that's the business there. But if you ask them to come and do it for you, then you are still breaking the precept.
Oh, I mean, if I ask them to come to my house and just to tell them this is my problem, can you resolve it for me?
If you ask, can you resolve for me, then you're actually asking them. But if you just let him decide for himself what he wants to do. If he offers, say, okay, I can take care of this problem for you, then it's not breaking the precept on your part.
Okay. All right. Anyway, Tanajan, I would just like to thank you again for all the Dhamma sharing. I think it has been 3 years, Tanajan, if I could recall, since I joined the first class. I think when you first conducted the class, 1st May 2020. I mean, time flies, Tanajan. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
I think it was during the start of the lockdown when people cannot go around. So I tried to use this meeting. So it's
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
3 years now, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, Kok Seng, back to you.
Yeah, Prajan, may I just check you? You mentioned about not attaching to the body. So if the body is sick, so just let the body be sick. For my case, what I'm doing every day is that every morning I will spend about 45 minutes to do a static exercise, and then another 30 minutes of brisk walk outside the house. The main purpose is to make sure that my body is physically healthy. So my question is, what I'm doing this, even though the exercise itself, it can be quite a choice. That means instead of exercising, I can just go for my breakfast straight away. But I always tell myself, oh, must exercise to maintain my body. So is this routine that I have in the morning, is this considered as an attachment to the body?
Well, it depends on how you feel. If you still worry about your body, then it's attachment. If you don't feel worried about it, but you just do your part, do your duty as a caretaker of your body, then it's not defilement, or attachment. If you have dukkha regarding the body, then it means you still have attachment. But if you have no dukkha, you can accept whatever happens to the body, then this is no attachment. But you still look after your body. The Buddha looked after his body after he became enlightened. He still eat, he still do walking meditation and so forth to maintain the body, because he can use the body for the benefit of other people, teaching. So you have to look at your mind, whether your mind have any worry, anxiety about your body or not. If you want to keep exercising so that you can make it strong, but when it doesn't become strong, then you start to worry. Then this is attachment. But if you know that this is part of looking after your body, you have to do some exercise to keep the body going. And this is not, as long as you don't feel any stress from this thing that you do, then it's not attachment. You have to look at your mind reaction to your body.
So meaning that as long as I find that it's become part of my daily routine and I just take it in my stride without any stress, so it's not attachment to the body.
Yeah, it's like eating and sleeping. You still have to eat, you still have to sleep. So you don't have to do exercising, but you just have to know the limit, whether you're overdoing it or not. If you're overdoing it and cause you stress or anxiety, then this is attachment. But if you do it because you can still do it, you can look after it, you do it. But if you get to the point where you cannot do anything about it, then you just have to let it be.
Okay, understand. Yeah. Thank you, Prajan.
Okay. Anybody else would like to ask any more questions? We still have some time left, about 20 minutes actually. Sunan again? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn, for sharing with us so much. Yeah. I wanted to share that recently I came back from a course that I attended. Then I think the organizers was sharing that like they learn like from rich teachers and so on. It's more like a finance course. Yeah. Then so when I hear them speak, then it kind of reminded me of one sutta whereby I think it's between Moggallana and Sariputta, where one of them shared with the other that he learned, he met a very wise teacher, which is the Buddha. And no, he didn't meet the Buddha at that point. Yeah, he met another monk. And then at that point, afterwards, his friend could tell that he met someone very wise. And then, I think one of them recommended the other to go visit that teacher. Yeah, I cannot remember the specific, but yeah, there was that encounter whereby it led one of them to go and become the disciple of the Buddha. Yeah, so I mentioned this story is because it seems to me that people would actually mention their teacher that inspired them. And then does that mean that a person with faith in the Triple Gem, they should also mention to like people that their teachers, the Buddha, the Sangha. Yeah.
If they ask you, then you can tell them that. If they don't ask you, you don't have to tell them anything.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, as in this question just popped up in my mind, especially when I heard, I think one of the participants here mentioned about people trying to share about Christianity and all that. So, it kind of brings about that question whether sometimes when we try to share our religion, does it actually becomes like imposing upon others? So I think that's one of the consideration.
Well, you first have to see whether the listener wants to listen to what you say or not. If they're interested, then you can tell them whatever they want to know. But if they're not interested, then you should stop.
Yes.
Okay.
Really agree.
Because you are disturbing them, maybe.
Yeah. Agree with Ajahn.
Like here in this room, I didn't ask you to come in here. You all came in here voluntarily, so we can talk about this subject. But if I go someplace and go see somebody in a coffee shop and start talking about Buddhism, they might not want to listen to what I say. So you have to know what your listener wants to listen to.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That's what I thought was like the wisdom in Buddhism. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ajahn.
All right, you're welcome. Next, Apalachita goes.
Actually, I just had a question because last time I asked you about different objects of meditation, and you had mentioned the 40 kamathanas. So, of course, I love kind of diving into different things. So I kind of Googled it and I realized it's only mentioned kind of in this Visuddhi Magga. So my question is, I love meditating and I do like to study. Is it worth, I know it's supposed to be this really dense book. Is it worth going into reading or should I just let it go?
Well, it doesn't help your practice much,
Okay.
And what you want is more from the practice than more from the study. But if you have some spare time and you want to do some studying, it's okay also. So you might get more added information that might enlarge your understanding of the practice. Maybe try to focus on the aspect of the practices, on the aspect of charity, morality, or meditation, but not on other things.
Okay.
But if you find that you don't have much time, then you should devote your time more to meditating, more to the practice, and to the study. Okay.
Okay, that's clear. Yeah. So then practice is more important. Thank you.
Okay. Next, be Robin from Bangkok, from Pattaya. Sorry.
Just temporarily. Yep. Prajna, just a quick one regarding just death. Sometimes when we are deprived from a loved one, we often show sorrow, sadness. Is this considered a defilement, or is just a natural, reaction to being deprived from someone? Because even someone as mindful as Ananda still cried when he found out the Buddha was going to enter Nibbana.
Away.
Yes.
Because you still have the attachment to the Buddha. When you have attachment, you have craving. You don't want that person to pass away.
Okay, so even Ananda, who was enlightened to a certain extent, even he still showed sadness. That
maybe it's a different type of sadness. Maybe not the attachment to the body per se, but maybe to the loss of an important person, and also this might be something higher than just the body of the Buddha. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to that, really. You should pay more attention to yourself, to your own reaction. If you still feel sad, then you should somehow try to get rid of that sadness. But to study and analyze other people's reaction is, especially somebody 2,500 years ago, we might just be just imagining things here.
Yes,
I think should be more concerned with your own reaction, because this is the closest thing to you that you can see for yourself. Do you feel sad when you lose someone?
This is just observing from the past. I find that if someone that I know has been ill for a long time and will eventually pass, I don't feel very sad. I kind of accept it. But there was one case where someone that I was close with, actually was my grandma. She passed away quite suddenly, and I found it unable to contain my sadness because it came quite unexpected. So
that's because you didn't prepare yourself for that thing to happen. See? So when you're not prepared, then you can be taken aback. You can be. But if you're constantly thinking of her passing away, then when she passes away, you won't feel anything. So it's a lack of your contemplation on that particular person. So you should try contemplate on everybody, not just everybody, especially those that you don't expect to die. Maybe they can die first. Yourself, maybe yourself, even your own body. Sometimes we forget about our own body. We think about other people that they're gonna die, but we forget about our own body. So when we suddenly get sick, we can suddenly be under stress, because we didn't expect it to happen to us. Yeah. So the Buddha said we have to contemplate on everybody, not just your body or somebody or this or that person's body, but you should consider everybody the same thing. All bodies are the same.
Our bodies are subject to dying
Aging,
one day.
sickness, and death. Yeah. So it will be no big news when you hear somebody dying or dead.
Yes, that's right. Because if we expect it to happen, when it happens, we will think, oh, okay, I expect it to happen anyway.
Yeah, you know ahead of time what's going to happen.
Ahead of time. So it's our complacency that is actually the downfall of our emotions.
Sometimes it's our denial. We don't want to think of someone we love that they will pass away. So we try to forget about this thing. So when things happen to that loved one, then you can feel very bad because you didn't prepare your mind for the passing away.
That's true. Because if we did, then it will not have much impact.
That's right. That's why the Buddha said we should constantly reminding us of death of the body, of everybody's body. Okay.
Yep, I'll work on that, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
And there's some question from Facebook.
Okay, more question from Facebook.
Yes, one more question from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์ and the question is from Pai Yao. ท่านอาจารย์ the more I practice sati and meditation, sometimes I can see situations that will happen in future during meditation or dreams. But the situation happen sometimes not really exactly from what I saw in dreams or during meditation, but to some extent. Is this situation can happen, and is there a way to prevent this from happening? Thank you, ท่านอาจารย์
Well, if it happens, it happens. But the way to deal with them is to deal with equanimity, without attachment. Just knowing that it happens, and if it doesn't happen, just know that it doesn't happen. That's all. You don't have to be involved. Get involved with what happened or doesn't happen. Just to know, just to really knowing. That's all. Okay, is that all?
That's all, ท่านอาจารย์
Okay. Anybody else before we close our meeting for tonight? Okay, looks like everybody is happy. Maybe we'll talk again later on next week. Okay, thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu ka.
Thank you so much. You well.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.